Welcome to another episode of the Worldbreakers solo campaign. I'm Ellie, the designer of Worldbreakers, and please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'm going to start Chapter 4. Warning, spoilers ahead. Chapter 4. Tengri's cavalry finally abandoned their chase a few kilometers away from Samarkand. You soon discover why. The city is Khutulun's camp. The cavalry has joined her army, which is starting the march west. Khutulun's forces are enormous, with tens of thousands of people of all nationalities. Ironically, your foe's forces will provide your cover. Win this chapter to blend in and travel west with Khutulun. Our objective here is to reach 10 power. Note that there is a few small changes to the cards, which I'm going to point out as they happen. Notably, Khutulun's ability is going to target based on these targeting rules, not based on the rule on her card. That ended up being too strong. So, let's draw our opening hand. We definitely don't want the Pit of Despair, and I think it's too early for the Void Apprentice. There's no economy here, which is pretty bad. Let's, do I want the Swift Messenger for the standing? That's tricky. I need the standing, but, oops, I flipped the entire deck. I need the standing, but I need economy even more. I wonder if I should just chuck the whole thing. Let's keep the Caravan Guard. The Caravan Guard can keep us alive for a while. Okay, that's fine, because we have the dealer into a Submerged Brilliance. So we have stuff to do here. Let's gratuitous gift a generous dealer for 3 Mythium. And Khutulun is going to recruit the Gallant Soldier. And next turn she's going to attack. I am going to play the Submerged Brilliance. This is a location that usually costs 3 Mythium. But thanks to the generous dealer, it's only going to cost 2 Mythium. And it will trigger Marco Polo's ability, which does not draw us a card. Khutulun is next, and she will attack with the Gallant Soldier. He gets +1, so I will block with the Generous Dealer. The dealer takes 3 damage, and the soldier is defeated. I'm going to develop the Submerged Brilliance, and that is going to give us 2 cards and 2 Mythium. Khutulun will recruit the Earth Apprentice, and next turn she's going to attack. Yeah, I think this is a good time for the Caravan Guard. That way we can defend the Submerged Brilliance for a while longer. I wish I could play the Mothkeeper, what with Khutulun's +1 strength. The Apprentice is just going to defeat her. So the Apprentice is going to attack with +1 strength. The Caravan Guard will defend. And next turn, Khutulun is going to recruit again. So here are our 2 Mythium and card. And Khutulun is going to go first. She is going to recruit the Eagle Huntress. And next turn, she's going to Unrelenting. She doesn't have any stationary counters, so she's just going to attack. I think now is a good time for the Mothkeeper. This is a follower that is going to gain us some Mythium as we gain power. Khutulun will attack with the Eagle Huntress, and I will block her with the Caravan Guard. So the followers, both of them are defeated. Next turn, Khutulun is going to Inspire. So she's going to increase her standing. Before she does that, she's going to recruit. That is a change to the card. I will develop the Submerged Brilliance, and that's going to give us 1 power and 1 standing. And because we gained a power, we trigger the Mothkeeper. Khutulun is next. She's going to Inspire, so she gets the River Armor, and her standing goes up to 2, which means all of these are shuffled into her deck. Next turn, she's going to attack. But I do want to keep my Mothkeeper for another turn and my Generous Dealer, so I wish I had 1 more Mythium for the Solemn Guardian. Sadly, I don't, so I'm just going to play the Slowly Bard. And she costs 2 Mythium and gains me 1 Mythium for every standing. I have 2 standings, so we're going to break even. And Khutulun is going to attack. The Lowly Bard is going to take 1 for the team. And for my last action, I will draw a card. It's the ready phase, so we ready everything. We gain 2 Mythium, we draw a card, and this flips. Let's see, I really like this Illicit Bazaar. So let's play it. It's a location, it provides some pretty good economy, and it's going to trigger our Marco Polo. We don't see a follower, so this goes to the bottom of the deck. Khutulun is next. She's going to recruit a champion of the 2-men. So this one has Overwhelm. When it defeats a follower, Khutulun is going to gain 1 power. She's going to attack, so... Oh, I forgot the 1 power from the first Submerged Brilliance. And I'm going to develop the Submerged Brilliance again. It's going to give me 1 power and 2 Mythium thanks to the Mothkeeper. And now Khutulun is going to charge. We have no locations, and I actually like both of these followers. So I'm just going to let both of these go through, and Khutulun gains 2 power. What shall we do here? Let's work on this Illicit Bazaar. So I'm going to develop it for 2 Mythium and a Star Standing. And that opens up our entire deck pretty much. Khutulun is going to recruit, and this is a Tatar Pillager. And a 2 Tactician, so one of the bigger followers she can get. And next turn she's going to attack, and then she's going to be on the wheel and get another round. So the board is starting to get a bit cluttered. Not super comfy about that. Let's play the Solemn Guardian. And Khutulun is going to attack with the Tactician. I wonder if I should just let this one through. I think I will. And we're going to think about blocks next turn. It's the rally phase. We gain 2 Mythium. We draw a card. We got a location. That's good. Khutulun is going to call to arms. So she's going to get the top follower and put a +1/+1 counter on them. It's going to be the Skillful Bruiser, which is pretty bad. It's a strong follower, and it's going to give Khutulun power when she defeats my followers. I wonder if it's time for Burst of Creativity. That's going to get both the follower and the location into play. And it's going to get me the most out of my Generous Dealer. Another option is an Inspirational Vision for a follower. And we do have some pretty solid followers in the deck. So let's do that. I'm going to pay 1. I have a 1 discount because of the Generous Dealer. And I'm going to Inspirational Vision for a follower. Not a follower, not a follower, follower. Oh wow, interesting. So it's the Polo's Portraitist, which says that players cannot attack. Is now the right time to play him though? I think I'm just going to have to because of the discount, but Khutulun is going to have a lot of forces up there very soon. So her charge is nullified because of Polo's Portraitist. What am I going to do with the time? I think I'm going to Burst of Creativity, because I have 2 more rounds after this, and yeah, so let's Burst of Creativity. Usually it costs 1, it's going to cost 0 because of the Generous Dealer. And it's going to reveal cards until we find both a location and a follower, and here's both. So this is pretty great. I'm going to play the Weary Veteran for 1 Mythium, and because we have at least 3 standing with any guild, he gets +1/+1. And I'm going to play the Den of Sabers, and this usually costs 4 Mythium, but we have the Generous Dealer, so it's going to cost 3 Mythium. It's going to come with 3 counters on it, and it's going to trigger Marco Polo's ability. Did I shuffle after the burst? I'm not sure. Let's shuffle just in case. Khutulun is going to recruit, and she gets her own Weary Veteran. And next turn she's going to advance, so it's going to increase her standing, and she's going to attack. But she can't attack at the moment, so I will develop the Den of Sabers, and that will give me 1 power and trigger the Mothkeeper. Khutulun cannot attack, but she can advance, and that's going to shuffle Tankri's Cavalry into her deck. And oh, next turn she's going to get the Confident Suitor, so she's going to have quite an army. Next turn is going to be interesting. Let's develop the Den of Sabers for a star standing and a card. And it's the rally phase. So we ready all of our followers. We gain 2 Methium, we draw a card. We're gonna go first. Let's get these 2 power from the Den of Sabers while we still can. And that's gonna trigger the Moth Keeper. Khutulun is going to get the Confident Suitor. This is a big follower that doesn't stick around. He's gonna go back up here after he attacks. So Khutulun has 6 followers right now. And I don't have to block all of them because the Confident Suitor can go through. And in fact, there is a point to be made about only blocking some and leaving the room open for the Pit of Despair. We need 5 more power to win the game, and Khutulun needs 7, but she has 3 of them here, and then these pretty chunky followers are here as well. Let's just gain Methium. Let's see if we can just survive here. So Khutulun is finally attacking after we stood in her way. Let's see, the Weary Veteran is going to trade with the Skillful Bruiser. Let's trade with the Champion of the 2 Men first. She's stronger. Oh wait, who gets the +1? So this is a trade and Khutulun gets 1 power. And the Generous Dealer is going to trade with the Skillful Bruiser. And that's another power for Khutulun. I'm definitely not blocking the Confident Suitor, so she's going to get 1 power from the Suitor. And that leaves Khutulun with 3 followers. I think that the Moth Keeper is gonna take the Amo River armor, and that's gonna give her 2 wounds, and the armor is discarded. And I think the Solemn Guardian is going to block the Weary Veteran. They each get 1 wound. And finally, there is the Astute Tactician. If we don't block him with Polos Portraitist, then we can play a big location here. So let's let him through and let Khutulun get 1 more power here. And I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna play the Pit of Despair for 7. This is a pretty strong location. It gives us a lot of power. And it's going to trigger Marco Polo, which does not reveal a follower. Khutulun is next. She's going to recruit the Swift Messenger. And next turn, she's going to mobilize. Her follower with the least remaining health is going to get +1/+1. So that's going to go on the Weary Veteran. And then she's going to attack. I forgot to put these. And I'm going to develop the Pit of Despair and gain 2 power. And then Khutulun is going to mobilize, so the Weary Veteran gets +1/+1, and the Swift Messenger is going to attack with +1 strength. Polos Portraitist is going to block that. So tough game. Let's see how much longer we can hold on. Khutulun is going to start by recruiting, and she's going to get the Forbidden Guru, which cannot be blocked by followers with strength 3 or greater, and then she's going to attack. She's currently at 7. What do we need more? Do we need Methium or cards? Because one of these stages is going to go away. I do think we need the Methium more. So let's take care of this now. And she's just going to go up to 9. We're going to have to solve that later. So we get 2 Methium and 1 power. And that triggers Moth Keeper. So we get 2 more Methium. Khutulun then attacks. Who gets the +1? The Pillager gets the +1. We're going to have to do something about that Tactician sooner or later. But for now, the Moth Keeper is going to block the Weary Veteran. I really wish that he didn't get a +1 counter because he would have been defeated now. The Guardian is going to block the Swift Messenger. And Khutulun is going to go up to 9. And my location is damaged. So this is discarded, defeated. So Khutulun is going to recruit and then attack. Let's put some followers on the board. Let's start with the Void Apprentice. And the Void Apprentice, as she enters play, she gives me a Void standing. And because the follower was defeated this round, she's going to draw me a card. A Stars Apprentice, which is also going to draw me a card. That's great. Khutulun is going to recruit the Sparring Brigand. And when he's attacking, the other followers cannot be blocked. We are going to play the Stars Apprentice. And because it's going to give us a star standing and because we have a location, we're going to draw a card. And finally, Khutulun is going to attack with the Sparring Braggart, which I will block, because otherwise she wins. So the Void Apprentice is going to go in there. So we have one more action. Khutulun has a lot of followers here. So I do wonder how we don't lose next turn. She's going to gain at least 2 powers with all these followers. Let's gain 2 Mythium from the Illicit Bazaar. And it's the rally phase, so we draw a card, we gain 2 Mythium, we ready all of these. So Khutulun is going to recruit and then attack. And that's going to put her, assuming we can get 3 followers on the table, that's going to get her up to 11. We have to play a follower before she attacks, otherwise she goes up to 12. Let's draw and hope to draw a follower here. Oh, Khutulun recruits as well. Oh no, I forgot that Khutulun recruits here. So she's gonna get the Irag Maker, and then she's gonna attack. I will play the Yam Operator for 1, and when I play her, I can play an event, and I'm gonna play Straight to the Source, which usually costs 2, but we're gonna discount it down to 0 and gain 3 Mythium. And then Khutulun is going to attack. So the Yam Operator is going to block the Sparring Braggart, which has to be blocked sort of first. Star's Apprentice is going to trade with the Irag Maker. The Solemn Guardian is going to take on the Swift Messenger. And Khutulun goes in for 3. So she has 12 power. Sadly, that's too much for us. There are cards in the deck that would help us get out of this situation, but we don't have any of them, sadly. Let's play the Humble Underpass, and that's going to trigger Marco Polo. And this could have been really useful a while ago. Khutulun is going to call to arms, and sure, let's play the Blind Sculpture. And then Khutulun will, whoops, sorry about that, charge, and we're going to block with the Sculpture. Then in the rally phase, we will develop for 1 power and 2 Mythium, and Khutulun wins with 12 power to our 9. Tough game. Khutulun got a lot of early Overwhelm followers. She got almost all of them, which gave her a nice power boost that was difficult to stop. And on top of that, what could we have done differently? I wonder if there's like 1 more follower we could have defeated early on. Maybe the Moth Keeper was a bit too conservative, or the Generous Dealer. Maybe I should have let them go 1 attack earlier. We would have had less Mythium, but Khutulun would have less power. So maybe we wouldn't have lost. I'm going to try again. So join me next time as I try the scenario for a second time. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.